Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Food Junkie. I'm coming to you. Damn, when did that happen? Shit. Okay, I'm coming to you. Before I go to work, just running some errands before I get ready for work. Gonna be at work a little bit later on today, but I'm coming to you to talk to you about why yesterday I went live, and also why I made a video when I found out the truth as well. I debated about whether to upload that video or not, and I finally uploaded it this morning. I had to calm myself down. I had to look within myself and ask myself why I was so upset with someone that I don't know about a situation that does not affect me personally. Then I realized that situation does affect me. It did affect me. It touched on things that I forgot about, that I didn't want to think about, that I didn't want to address within myself. But that's who I am. I'm someone who constantly evaluate what I do, why I do it, and things like that. Well, the situation with the fake or faux death of the YouTuber, or the fake suicide of the YouTuber for the fool's joke, like I said in the video, life is nothing to play around with. It's not. I'm who I am because I try to remain positive. I try to remain sane. I try to remain, someone who is pulled together mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. You know what I'm saying? I try to make sure that my life is as good as I need it to be in order for me to be okay. You know what I'm saying? In every aspect of my life. Well, quick story is, when I was about 13, 14 years old, I tried to commit suicide. And I know suicide is a selfish thing, because at least I did it for a selfish reason. I did it because I felt that I wasn't getting the attention from my family the way I wanted it to be. So my mind and thought was, at 13, 14 years old, is if I take all of my mom's pills, they're going to be upset when they come home and find me dead. That's not the way to be. That's not the way to think. That's not something that I think of or think about now, or I think that way now. But at 13, 14 years old, that was where my mind was, I was being selfish, I was being a brat, I was being spoiled. I mean, I was going through stuff as well, but not enough to take my own life, So I wrote a suicide note, basically blaming them, for this, wanting them to feel bad when they found my body. I took pills. My mom had epilepsy, so I took her Dilantin and her phenobarbital, the whole bottle. I actually took them. I actually, laid down, and God spoke to me and told me to get my ass up and stop playing. I mean, and it wasn't basically, it was that tone, but it wasn't those words, Okay. It was that tone, but it wasn't those words. And I immediately jumped up, threw up the pills, and disregarded everything. Now, mind you, my family never knew about this, because I didn't tell anybody. My mom, the pills that I took was not. I being sneaky, wiped them off, dried them up, was not, make sure that they weren't discarded in any way, shape, or form, and put it back in a bottle. So when I was speaking yesterday, it was out of anger, it was out of hurt, it was out of embarrassment, it was out of worry, it was out of compassion, it was out of just overall concern. Like I said yesterday, I didn't know this lady. I didn't watch this lady. I've heard a lot of things about this lady in the past couple of weeks, as we all have heard, and they all were bad. But still, at that point, they weren't bad enough for anyone, including myself, to say anything to her for her to take her life. Now, what I said, I meant. I would never support her. I've never supported her. I will never back her. I will never, do anything for her in a good way, nor will I do anything for her in a nasty, negative way. I will speak my mind. I will talk about my experiences. I will talk about the situation at hand. But if she lived or died, I really don't care. And it's not a negative thing. It's not a positive thing. I'm indifferent toward her. You don't play games with your life. You know what I'm saying? And when I did that, I was a child. I didn't know. That was damn near 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 44 in a couple of weeks. So me saying that what I did when I was 14 years old is totally different than a darn near 50-year-old woman doing it today because of attention. I admit, I did what I did for attention at 13, 14 years old. I would never do that today. I would never have done that 20 years ago. I would never have done that 30 years ago. Well, I did 30 years ago. But you know what I'm saying? After that moment I did it, I regretted it. And that's when I became who I am today. It really that was a turning point. When I look back at who I am today, that was a turning point that I decided not to allow anyone at any point in time make me feel less than who I am and what I am. At that point, I decided to make sure that I was always positive about who I am and be happy with who I am and what I am and, how I act and respond and behave and things like that. Now, on a later video, I may go live at some other point in time to explain to you more in depth what happened and why it happened and, more about myself as far as that situation. But I just wanted to come to you and say the two previous videos, the live and then the one is titled Life is Nothing to Play Around With, this is another explanation about that. This is not about the lady, it's not about the situation, it's about me. It's about telling you my story so I can get to have you understand who I am in a more in-depth level. So you understand why I am the way I am and why I do things the way I do and why I move the way I move. Why I say, if I choose to allow you to get away with something, take that grace and run with it. And when I tell you that if you come at me crazy or wrong, I'm going to come back at you just as hard. It's because I'm fighting for my life. Every moment that I am breathing, I'm fighting for my life. We all are, actually. We're living to die. One day we won't be here. And all we have is what we left behind. And what is it that you want to have your legacy to be? Do you want your legacy to be negative, hateful, spiteful, deceitful energy? Or do you want your message to be as positive as possible? Do you want your legacy and message about your life to be, they did good things. They was a positive influence. They left the world in a better place. And me, I want my legacy to be the latter, not the former. So when I come to you and try to be positive and, be as personable and cool and as funny or entertaining as possible, my style of entertainment is not that rah, rah, rah in your face, rah, 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 let me tell a joke with you, let me put on a personality, let me put on something that's not me. That's not my form of entertainment. My form of entertainment is, I'm going to come at you, talk to you, and be real with you. I'm going to, give you my life, give you a story, give you some situational things to talk about, to think about. I want to feed your soul. I want to feed your life experience. I want you to leave this channel, these videos, these words in a better state of mind and a better place than you were. And like I said, I'm not perfect by any means. but I am trying to be the best person that I was meant to be. So if you see one of these videos and I'm snapping off on somebody, well, it's not, best believe they deserve it. Best believe they try me in a way that I don't get tried. Best believe that it's not a malicious intent behind what I say, but I want to get clarification and understanding that you will not treat me any kind of way. Because I truly believe that people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And I will not allow anyone to treat me any way that I don't want to be treated. So if you ever see me on my videos or on my channel snapping off on somebody or beefing with somebody, it's because they started it and I'm damn sure going to finish it. What got me in that place at 13, 14 years old was because I hate the word bullying. I hate that word. I hate that word. I think it's a cop-out. I think that word is truly a cop-out. But I felt at 13 or 14 years old, I didn't have the power. I felt that other people had power over me that I couldn't control. And the only thing I could control was that situation by taking my own life. Realizing that God has a better plan for me. And it wasn't, me leaving at a young age without fulfilling my destiny. So, yes, that's why I went so hard yesterday. That's why I was so upset. That's why I seemed kind of frazzled yesterday. Because it kind of took me back to that place of that helpless or seemingly helpless young boy that felt that he had no other option but to prove a point to someone else. To take their power away and take their happiness away in order to fulfill a selfish need and desire that I had. Opposed to just understanding that you are special within your own right and no one can take that away from you. Who you are is the best that you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was so upset. That's why, upset. I could say upset. To be honest, I could say upset. Because I didn't understand it. I don't understand how a virtual beef or a virtual situation that you put yourself into allowed you to take your own life. I didn't understand that. But knowing that it was all a hoax and an April Fool's joke and we took it the wrong way, so her family says, which is ridiculous to me as well, it just shows the type of people they are. And the fact that a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people in the world show compassion and, empathy and sympathy for this family and for this young lady shows that we are the good people. We are the positive ones. We are the ones that's going to, induce positive change on this YouTube thing. Because as you all know or may figure out, that there is a lot of negativity on these YouTube streets. There's a lot of divisiveness and deceit and ugliness and backstabbing and game playing and things like that. And that's fine. People say, well, it's entertainment. It is till it's not. It's entertainment until someone literally gets hurt in the real world because some virtual bullshit that went on this line. Not everyone is built the same. We all have our different survival mechanisms that we use in order to make sure that we are protected. Mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, socially. We all have those things. And you can't tell me how to react as I can't tell you how to react. Be a positive force in this world. Be something that people aspire to be, aspire to look at, aspire to, get to know better, communicate with, support. Yes, we all on here for support. We're all, financial, emotional, mental, social. We're all here for some type of support whatsoever. And encouragement, and entertainment. It's just not always about the jokes and the gags. It's not always about the read and the roast. It's not always about, oh, I told her, or I told him, or I just embarrassed, this person right here. I feel better about myself. What type of individual are you in order for you to feel better about yourself that you must embarrass someone else? That says a lot about you. That says a lot about who you are and your character and your integrity. When who you are is tied to and tethered to who you can embarrass, how many clicks and views you can get by embarrassing someone the most. Your roast and gags, that's what it's all about. I wish somebody would on here try to roast and gag me. Please do it. Please. Please do it. Now, all this love and light that I give you, and the positivity that I try to put on this channel will not be disregarded because I embarrass your ass quickly and I go for your jugular and try to have your ass bled out. That is not going to diminish who I am. Like I always say, that's just a small part of who I am. I'm an amalgamation of everything, every emotion, every sensation, every type of mentality, every type of personality. Those things I embrace because I see it within myself. That's why my subscribership that I subscribe to people to is so vast and so different. I like everything. I can find something in everyone that I can agree with and see myself in because I am everything. But all I'm saying is people have different ways of survival. When you think that your little roasting gag and your several thousand followers is going to be your protection and your shield, it's not. Understand, people have different ways of surviving and making sure that they're okay. And like I said in a previous video, we all have this thing called fight or flight. It's easier for me to fight than it is for me to run away. Trust me, I can handle myself in any situation with anyone at any time, verbally or physically. Don't let what you think be the reason why you are being part of a real funeral up in this world, socially or physically. No one is playing with you guys anymore. I'm a new YouTuber. Yes, I am. I'm not bad. I'm not the baddest person on YouTube by any means. What I am is a true person, an honest person, someone who don't play any games with people, a person who don't try to go out there and maliciously hurt people. But it infuriates me when I see people out there trying to manipulate someone else. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. Be a good person. Be the best person you was meant to be. And if YouTube is something that you can't handle because of the stress of it, get your ass off of YouTube. Now, like I always say, love yourself. Love someone else. Respect yourself and respect someone else. If you like the content that I'm giving you, please check out my channel. And if you like the content on my channel, subscribe, please. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Food Junkie, out.